Today we're going to replace the window regulator and the motor. It's actually, you can buy it in one piece unit, so I would recommend doing that. Price is not much different than just buying the motor or the regulator system, but so I'm just buying the whole thing. I should have that later today. As you can see, my window's stuck in the down position. One thing that might be causing the issue, it could just be the switch, but I can hear the motor trying to do something when I press on it. So that's what I would do, have a quiet location and just hit the switch, see if you can hear something. If you hear something, then, I mean, the switch is probably fine. So I'll show you how to take this apart and put a new window regulator in there. The first thing to remove, which should be pretty easy, I want to keep my plastic on here. It's supposed to rain today and I don't know how far I'm going to get today, but this corner plastic should just pop off. There we go, so we need to get that off. Okay, next step, there's two Phillips head screws down in here. Your vehicle might have a little covering on there. You just peel that back down in there, and then there's one Phillips right up in this corner in front of the speaker here, or at the side. So we'll take those three out. So there's this one, and then they look like they're all about the same. So yeah, you don't have to remember where they came from, just remember where you store them. So I'm going to put these in a spot where I won't lose them. Then we'll get back to the next step. Okay, and these are just these push-in fastener things. There's one there and one there. So I don't know, the trick to getting these out, they're kind of like two pieces. Like there's the pin part. Once you get that out, then the whole thing will come apart. And so when you take them out, I guess what I'm trying to say is don't go right for the bottom one first. Try to slide this one out. Then it loosens it up so that the whole thing will pull out. So let's go ahead, try this bottom one. All right. Okay, the next thing, just want to take out this switch here. I believe this is the locking mechanism. So just pry it a little bit, and there's little clips here. And to get this off, it should just actually pull out here. There we go. So that's off. How this comes off, you lift it up and it slides back a tiny bit. You don't need to pull anything out or whatever. It will all reveal itself. So just lift up at the back. And then just pull it back a tiny bit. There we go. There's a little lip on here that holds it in there. Now these ones, there's little clips. You'll see it when you look at it. You might not see this on camera. Maybe I can adjust this a little bit. I don't know, that might not be visible, I'm not sure, but with this one there's a little clip here. You just have to lift up on that. And mine was brittle. It actually, the clip kind of broke, but that's okay. It'll stay in there. The next one here, there's a little thing down there. And you just sort of push, they'll pop up. Same over here. Down here, you just push that in. Alright, so this is out of the way. And pretty much, we're almost there. To get this panel off now, you kind of have to, you know, get it started and just kind of give it not really far, like don't pull it really far, but like a fast little pulls here. And so there's the top one. I'll back up a bit so you can see the rest here. And if you just feel around, you can feel where it starts tightening up. That's where the next clip is. And that's it. They're all out. Now this should just lift up. Keyword, should. There we go. Alright, so there's the door panel off. This plastic here, we have to take this off. It just helps prevent water from coming in. And we really only need to take off the top portion. Yeah, this is pretty gooey. But I'm going to do my best. You know, this is really sticky. I'm going to show you something. Alright, that's that. We just have to take the speaker off. I'm gonna have to go get a socket for that. Hopefully you could see all that. Yeah, we just have to take the speaker out to gain some access, so let me go get set up for that. Okay, so before I do anything more, this is the new assembly. It comes, there's a little piece of foam on here, and it would sit about like this approximately in the door. So what we need to do, there's this electrical connection here. This might, for some people, this might be the hardest part. So I know sometimes you can reach up and undo the harness that's behind here, but there's one more electrical connection. I tried that actually. Normally I can usually get them off, but I couldn't for some reason. Maybe my hand's too big. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll be able to manipulate this thing back here and hopefully get it out. Okay, hang on. So yeah, I just sprayed these. I'm just gonna let them soak for a second. We'll take them out. These are 10 mil on this car, so
here. I just noticed how it shifted kind of weird. But there we go. Alright. So next point of order.
Okay, before I reach up in there, because we have to disconnect this connector here, since you won't be able to see it, I just want you to understand. So it's like this in the vehicle. There's a little tab right here. So you have to push that in and then pull up at on the harness at the same time, and it should release. It's just something I can't get the camera in there to show you, but removing the 4 bolts or the 5 bolts here and shifting this, I was able to shift it forward, so at least I can kind of see it. It's just right on the edge of the speaker housing there, so right up in here. It's about right there. So I'm going to take that off now. So I can see the little tab. Get in there. And it's just a matter, I just like push the tab in and lift it up, and actually the harness is already coming out, so there we go, it came out. You can just see the little edge of it there. So okay, that's one of the, sometimes that gets frustrating. Okay, so the rail is all loose, just so you can see. In theory, you should be able to move it around like this. Should slide back and forth, because you'll probably have to move it a little bit. The thing that really causes trouble is trying to get this this white piece of plastic. It actually goes through the, I believe it goes all the way through the window. And on the new one, this piece is new. And it normally you would slide it left or right to get it in or out, which we'll do with the new one. But these old ones sometimes are really hard to get out, and honestly, as long as you don't go too crazy, and be careful, if you just put your screwdriver in here and just bend it out. Try not to put pressure against the actual window with the screwdriver, like you're just pulling on that metal part. And the same goes for the front, which is, you know, you might again have to move this around a little bit, but you should be able to see it in there. And I just bend it out. This one I just have to bend a tiny bit more there. And in theory, with a little bit of jiggling, I'll show you the back. Okay, see, that one's out. And the front, which you can't, I know the camera's not on the whole thing, but it should come out also. Or it might actually slide out now, I'm not sure. Let's try and slide it. So I'm lifting up on the window and pressing down on that tab. And okay, so that finally fell out. So the window's loose. I'm gonna go get some tape. I'll have to remove this stuff. I'll get some tape and we can lift the windshield up and out of the way so we can get this unit out of here and lined up. But yeah, you know what? It's just a big pain, but you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So, alright, so we're at the stage here. We need to get this window lifted up. Now, you want to make sure that, once we get this window started up here, you want to make sure that it's in the guides for the window at the side. Because mine fell out, so it shouldn't be too hard to maneuver it back in. Make sure you don't drop it down. All right, that should stay in place. Maybe one more piece. Alright, so let's maneuver the assembly out of here. Come down here. Alright, there we go. Well, you know, I think its day was done. Looks like there's actually corrosion in there and stuff. Well, I guess we'll find out right away. Alright, let's get the new one. Alright, now's a good time too. I'm noticing some corrosion in there. Some of it's kind of a little bit nasty, but I'm going to take my vacuum that all out. And then I'm just going to spray down the bottom, you know, with stuff that's designed to protect against rust, like a spray, like, you know, kind of like a rust check or something like that. You might want to do that. I'm going to do that, so I'll be right back and then we'll get at it. Okay, so we're ready to put the new regulator unit in here. I already have this set up. Now, I'm not sure why there's washers in the top. The old one, it did not have washers. But you want to screw these out a little bit. The bottom doesn't have washers, but I don't know. The original didn't have washers, so who knows? Maybe there's a reason they put those there. Maybe there's a spacing issue for alignment purposes. I would leave those in. I'd leave them on the inside. And we're going to slide this in. And so, you know, you just have to line this up and then it will drop down into place. Okay, and that's seated down. You can do this now or after. Yeah, do this before you bolt anything down because it was jammed up in there. The elusive connector for that motor, that's back up in here. So I'm going to push this, get this hooked up. Otherwise I'll forget. And then I'll wonder why it doesn't work. This provides the power to the motor. So that clicked on. And so yeah, let's just get this tightened up. Oh, good thing. Yeah, that's weird. So don't throw away your bolts because they only provided these 4 and not the one for back here. So I'm going to kind of get this guy lined. I can see where the original was, so right off the start I'm going to make sure that it goes right where it was originally. And don't over tighten things. I would suggest doing this by hand. What's the 10 mil again? That'll be fine. And then just come back here. I just want to make sure that these are all sitting down. Which they seem to be. Okay, what we can do now, let's hook this unit up here. Find out if it's actually operating. Put the keys here. Okay, so it appears to be working properly. So I'm going to lower this down. Okay, so I have the window, yeah, do this when the window's all the way down. Because so the clips are not lined up with those bottom clamps, but you have to stick your hand behind here. Okay, so get the window totally lowered down, and I'm just reaching back here, and I can feel that the window is down. I have to double check this front. I actually think I have to bring this up a tiny bit. Oh, this is really difficult to video, but focus on here, because what I'm doing at the front here, I'm just have my hand, I'm feeling back there to make sure that the window is on this rail properly, and it's not at the front. I had to move it a little bit. It was on the other side, this piece, so now it is in place, and now you can just push this and it, well, see, that's exactly what the front was doing. Sorry, I thought that was in place, so make sure it comes back over. There, so see it drop down, and I believe the front is in. Just double checking here, and just slide this rail back, just pushing from the front of the door towards the back, and that appears to be lined up and it's locked in place. So let's give this window a go. Oh, looks looks like we got her. Let's back the camera up so you can see it. Closing all the way, it's running smooth. Okay, well, that's good news. Next step, well, turn off the key. And we're gonna have to disconnect this again so we can put it all together. Right, just have to put on the armrest holder here. Alright, door panel. Maybe I'll come back a bit here. So this is just a matter of, one thing to note on the back, if you can see this, look where the attachment points are. Kind of remember that. Okay, so we're ready to put the door panel on. Okay, so you have the big batch of cables here. These, feed them up under here. Don't put them through there, which I might have done. Anyway, this little guy goes through there, and when you lift it up on here, so get it up level, sort of lined up, go a little bit high on the window, press it towards the window, and voila, that should be in place. And let's test out one of our, okay, so we just have to remember all those attachment points. And if you feel, so I know there's one there, there's one down here, and there's one right in the center here. That one must have gone in. Okay, so let's hook up the switch stuff. This is pretty straightforward. There. The blue. It's the mirror. And remember when we took it out, we had to slide it back, so because there's a little lip here, so push it there, push it forward, and then down. And we have a couple of screws to put in.
And to finish things up, we just have these two fasteners. So put the base in for each one.
And there. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a little bit of a long day doing this video, but it's fun, and I hopefully I've helped someone out to do this on their own. And I'd appreciate a like and possibly a subscribe. Give me a thumbs up at least if you liked the video or if it was helpful. That's all I ask, and I'll keep making videos. Alright, take care.